Welcome to the video. This is another video on Windows Form applications with Tech ICT on YouTube channel. This video demonstrates on how to calculate simple interest and compound interest. First, open Visual Studio. Here I am using Visual Studio 2019 package. It is not compulsory. You may use any other suitable Visual Studio package. Then go to New Project and select Windows application. I am writing the program here, Visual Basic Programming Language. It is very easy to program with Visual Basic. You may refer my other videos developed on Windows Form applications. Also, there are lesson series on Visual Basic. Give any suitable name to the project, then save the project in a directory. I am creating here a VB Practical folder. I added the date to the folder to remember me the place where I have saved the project. Right, now the environment is okay. You can see here an empty form. At the beginning of the video, you have seen that the form controls and their properties. Now I am going to set the form controls and their properties here. First, I am setting the text property of the form and the font size property of the form so that you can view the form controls easily. When I am setting the font size of the form, each and every form controls displays their text with the same size. Using the toolbox, I am here inserting the form controls. To open the toolbox, you can click on Toolbox option in the View menu, or you can use shortcut keys Ctrl Alt with X. You may observe that I am adding first group boxes to the Windows form. The other types of form controls are on the right hand side in the video. You may search the form control in the toolbox, then double click on the search result, or you may drag and drop the required form controls or the form elements on the form. After inserting the form elements, we can set their properties. To set the properties, you may right click on the form element, then click on the properties. Then the property box is opened. Click on the form element, then change the properties using the property window. This is the properties window on your right hand side. First, it is better to set the text property. Then it is easier to set the name property based on the text. And here you may observe that I am adding the whole form controls to the Windows form. rearrange the form controls nicely. You may use the Formats menu or the formatting tools available in the toolbar. You may set align left or right. You may set the vertical spaces in between form elements using Formats menu. Now it is the time to set the name property of each form control. Right click on the form control, then select properties. Then change the name property using the conventional naming standards. Give a meaningful name. You can see the names assigned to each and every tools in the form on your right hand side. You can see the overview of the form controls with their names. Now let's start coding. Double clicking on the calculate button. Here I am going to calculate the simple interest and the compound interest based on the principal amount, annual interest rate and the duration. Here the duration is given in months. You may use predefined formula or you can build the formula using Visual Basic. Here I am not using any equation, but I am creating VB formula to calculate the simple interest and the compound interest. Here I am using mathematical operators, mathematical operations, control statements, if and for. You may observe when the radio button is checked, when I click on the calculate button, the relevant interest type and the total amount should be calculated and displayed. Here I am taking inputs to the project, principal amount, interest and duration. All variables have been declared as double. When it is given by the user values for principal, interest and the duration, the text boxes are used here with the text property inside the val function. It is for validation. When the user enters a text, it is converted to 0, or when the user leaves blanks, the text boxes, it is converted to 0. It prevents the program unnecessary crashes. When already simple radio button is checked, that means when the user requests the simple interest calculation, it is calculated here. The principal amount into interest rate over 12 into duration. This is the interest. The interest would be added to the principal to calculate the final value. This is the simple interest calculation. The interest is displayed in the txt interest text box, and the final value is displayed in the txt final value text box. Let's save the project and run to see the result for the simple interest. When a user deposits 1000 value with the interest rate 12% for 18 months. Now let's see how to set the output. I have to select the simple interest radio button. Otherwise, the answer will not be displayed in the text boxes. Now it is okay. But here the interest should be changed. The interest rate is calculated annually. It should be a percentage. Here I am pasting a label for percentage sign. I have to divide the answer by 100 so that it becomes the percentage. Now the calculation is okay. You can see the correct result. Now let's calculate the compound interest. Before that, it is essential to set one radio button check true. Then when the form is loaded, here the simple interest radio button is always checked. Right. When the RAD compound radio button is checked, the compound interest should be calculated. For this purpose, you may use either while loop, do while, or for. Also, there are any other type of loops. Here, at the end of a month, the calculated interest value should be added to the principal amount. Then, the next interest should be calculated based on the previous value. Let's set the answers to the two decimal places using the round method of the math class. Now the calculations are okay. Let's clear the old text boxes when the clear button is clicked. When the exit button is clicked, the form should be closed. Now everything is done. Now it's your time to practice. Thank you for watching the video.